Hey everybody, welcome back to Selling, Negotiating, and Winning. I'm JT Stewart, and this is session number 7. And in this session, I want to talk about why negotiations fail. Why is it that you try to get to a certain position or a certain point and negotiations break down? We hear that all the time. The talks are broken down. Well, let's find out, let's dive into that a little bit and find out why negotiations fail. What are some of the top 5 mistakes? And maybe we'll get into a little bit more. The top 5 mistakes. Number 1, lack of prep. People haven't done the preparation and they don't really know what the other side is looking for. They haven't done enough open-ended questioning. They haven't done some relationship building. I am telling you right now, I have negotiated $1 million deals, and if you do not have any kind of relationship with that other side, you are very likely not going to get a deal. You absolutely have to have some kind of rapport. We talked about that earlier. So research what the other side's going to be looking for. Ask open-ended questions. What can I do for you? How can I help you? Those are open-ended questions that people are going to say, well, here's what I'd like to do. And then you're going to gain insight and knowledge into what they are looking for. Then you have a better roadmap of how to negotiate this. So research the other side. Research what they're looking for. Research their history. Is there a history where they're tough negotiators and they don't give? Then you know what kind of tack to take. So research their history, research their strengths. Now, that's their side. Take some time to understand what you want out of the deal. Research your objectives. What are your objectives? How do they line up with this process? So, number 1, be prepared. Be prepared by knowing exactly what your opponent wants, and be prepared knowing what you want and what's going to make you walk away. Number 2, ego. Keep your ego out of negotiating. It's not about your ego. It's not about you. It's about the deal. It's not about you. I never go into a negotiation where it's all about me. It's not about me. I've negotiated movie deals, contracts. It's not about me. It's about the proposition and the deal and not my ego. And I learned this the hard way. So I've negotiated deals where I thought I was all that bag of chips and I got slammed. Now, don't confuse your ego and keeping your ego out of it with a hard negotiation. When you get a hard negotiation, it's back and forth and it's tough and nobody's giving. You're going to get some feelings hurt. There's going to be times when you actually get your feelings hurt. Or maybe you hurt the other people's feelings. I was in an airport and I was negotiating a movie deal with my client, Rich Franklin. So I was on the phone with the person that I had a great rapport with and we understood each other. And she was negotiating with the movie company. And I'm in the airport and I'm not giving. I'm not budging. It's going to be this way or the highway. Well, we ended up getting into a quarrel and she ended up hanging up on me. We ended up doing a deal. We got the deal done and I got my number. But she was so emotional, invested into it, and her ego would not let her accept my number. So you got to keep your ego out of this. Okay? Avoid being dominant. Don't try to be dominant in the relationship. And that's all the negotiation really is. It's a relationship. So don't try to be dominant and make sure everything's your way. That's actually the exact wrong way to handle a negotiation. You actually want to be more of a receiver of information than a dominant, this is my way or the highway kind of situation. Okay? So how do you do that? Talk less. You don't have to let everybody know everything that you know. Listen more. Do not, when you're in negotiating, do not be a know-it-all. Please, don't do that. Approach the negotiation from a calm point of view that's logical, that is going to put everybody at ease. You're going to get way more than you would if you use it the other way. You ever heard the phrase, hey, a fly gets more honey than a bee? No, because a fly doesn't get more honey than a bee. The bee gets more honey. So truly just be calm, be kind, and you'll get the honey that you want, okay? Number 3, fear. Don't be afraid. Don't go to a session where you're negotiating and be fearful. Don't let your fear and emotions get out of whack. Yeah, you might have to give up something, but be confident. People can smell fear when you're negotiating. People can smell fear when you are in a sales position, and they understand. And when they think they've got you, they've got you. So do not be fearful. Don't enter the session with fear, because fear shows. And once they find out that you're a little bit fearful, they're going to whack you. Okay? So, understand that. Don't get emotional. Keep your emotions in check. Okay? Emotions can kill a deal. Do not let your emotions get out of shape, because once you get emotional, bad things happen. For example, you go buy a new car, you go look at a new car, and you open the door, and the first thing you do is you smell the leather, the newness of the car. You know what I'm talking about. You smell that, and all of a sudden that smell starts changing your emotion. Man, I love that smell. Oh yeah, look at this vinyl. And you touch the vinyl, or you touch the leather. All of a sudden, you start getting your emotions involved. That's why they want you to take a test drive. It's not so you can see whether the car works or not. It's because they want you to become emotionally invested with that automobile. That is the only way that they can use all your senses to sell you that car. So you gotta be careful when you're negotiating. Take your emotions out of a deal. It's about the numbers, and it's about the objectives. Number 5, listening. Listening is a lost art. People just don't listen. Not listening to your opponent in the negotiating situation, not listening to every little thing they say, is going to be detrimental to you. Because if you listen, you can actually get insight into what their position is and what they're going to do next. So listen, listen, listen. Not listening will blow up just about any deal that you have. Listen, and you don't have to respond to everything. You know, most people in a conversation situation, they're waiting for you to stop talking so they can tell you what they're thinking. So sometimes it's way easier, way better just to listen. Let them jibber jabber go on. You don't care. You're getting information, okay? So, 5 really keys that are negotiating mistakes. Number 1, lack of preparation. Make sure you're prepared for what they're asking for and what you want, okay? Number 2, ego. Keep your ego in check. Avoid being dominant. Talk less, listen more. 3, fear. Don't go into a negotiation with fearful attitude. Go in with a smart, intelligent attitude. Do not be fearful, okay? Because fear shows they're going to see that, they're going to sniff it out, and they're going to take advantage of you. Number 4, keep your emotions in check. Do not let your emotions get involved to where you make irrational, emotional decisions. Emotions can kill a deal, so keep your emotions in check. Number 5, listen. Be sure you listen, because not listening will kill a deal. Guys, we'll be back with session number 8 on selling, negotiating, and winning.